Hello again, Knights fans, and welcome to the floor at Stratus Arena for our weekly check-in with the FDU men's basketball program. I'm Ty Mead here with head coach Greg Herenda. Coach, a 1-1 week. Before we get to that, you clinched a playoff spot on Saturday.
Right.
What does that mean for your program to be going back to the NEC Tournament for the second time in 3 years?
I think it was obviously our primary goal, is because without that, you can't advance any further. So the road to the NCAA tournament starts with the invitation to the conference tournament, and I think it's huge. I think it's important. We should be there. Last year, that was our goal, and we didn't get there. So I don't think it's an accomplishment more than I don't even know the right word. It's expected from me, my staff, and my players, but it's not a given. So I'm really, really excited about it. But it should be the fabric of our basketball program here at Fairleigh Dickinson. And 2 out of 3 years is good. And this year we clinched it pretty early. We still have a number of games, and we still have the possibility of hosting. That's our second goal, is to host a conference tournament game. So we're in a good spot. If somebody would have told me, in August that we'd be in first place, and we've got a number of tiebreakers going on with the other teams in first break on February 17th as we tape this, I'd be a really happy person. But I'm a coach, and you're not allowed to be happy until you win the ultimate, and that would be the conference championship. But we accomplished our first step.
Now, you mentioned this was a goal before the season. Yep. You've talked about your goals for your team a lot this year. Is that something that as the year goes on and you're having success, you kind of change, whereas you actually sit down with the team and say, we've accomplished this, or we're going to accomplish this, we need to set our sights higher?
No, we haven't changed. We set our goals high early, so we haven't changed anything. We've exceeded some of our goals. We haven't reached a lot of them when we get into details about our offensive and our defensive goals. But no, our goals have been set, and quite honestly, it's to get to the NCAA tournament. And our league is kind of destined for Dayton, and that's where we want to go. We realize that's who we are, and there's nothing wrong with being in the first game of the national tournament. But we got so much more, work to do. But those are our goals. So to say we changed them, no. Did we exceed some of them quicker than we might have expected? Yes.
All right, Coach. Last week, you split a pair of games. You beat Bryant on TV, 91-77, a big win. Great play from Mike Holloway, who eventually was named Conference Co-Rookie of the Week.
Right.
Then you dropped a game to Robert Morris here on Saturday. What did you see out of your team, and then more specifically, not only Mike Holloway, but also Malik Miller, another freshman big man?
Yeah, and those guys, Mike is, I was quoted when Mike won the award that he's probably one of the most impactful big men, because he's not only playing well for himself, he's playing well for others. He distributes the basketball. He covers up people's misfortunes on defense by blocking shots. He's a very, very smart, spongy type of dude, man. When you tell him something, 2 plays later, he does it. And, I've coached. I started coaching in 1983. Okay, were you born in 83? So that's when I started coaching. So I've coached a lot of good big men. He's been the most impactful. We went from last year where we couldn't rebound and we couldn't win in our league to now we're out rebounding people. And then he's got help as well. Malik Miller is a talent. He's a thoroughbred that's just kind of running around, and he doesn't even know where he is. But when he gets the basketball, he knows where the basket is. He can really, really score the basketball. He's a person that has no fear. He's got tons of length. He plays the 4, plays the 5, steps out, shoots the 3, and he dunks the basketball. Per minutes played, he has the most dunks, I think, of anyone in America. So we've got a lot of good players. So getting back to your goal question, all these young guys are coming on so fast that our goals are not changing, but we're exceeding them because of players like Malik, Mike, Darnell Edge. We have 2 freshmen that are leading the league in field goal percentage and 3-point field goal percentage. I don't know if that's been done anywhere else this year, but those are the kind of young basketball players we have, and I love them all.
Now, something we saw at Bryant, a little bit of a different look for you guys. You had Malik and Mike on the floor at the same time.
Right.
Is that something we can expect going forward?
Well, it was by happenstance because Tyrone O'Gara's missed. People haven't talked about it all, but haven't played Tyrone now for a bunch of games, so we have to go to different lineups. But to be honest with you, early in the year, my wife wanted that. That's her lineup. She's like, "Why don't you put the big guys together?" I'm like, honey, it's a different game now. It's a guard-oriented league. But when those big guys, because Malik plays like a 3-4, he doesn't play like a 6'9" guy, although he can rebound the basketball. But playing those guys together, you'll see that more when Tyrone comes back. See, missing Tyrone really hurts on the defensive end because, he's our answer for Pryor, and we didn't have an answer for Pryor. So Tyrone is really, really valuable in the 20 minutes that he plays because we become better defensively and we can put him on good offensive players. So our lineups change. It's fluid. We have 1 to 12 right now, guys that can play for us, and we're deep. And I think that depth will help us down the stretch here.
All right, Coach. Looking ahead, big game tomorrow night against Wagner.
Right.
When we played them 2 weeks ago, arguably the most thrilling game of the season so
Yes.
far, an 82-79 overtime victory.
Yes.
We were both in first place then, and we're both in first place now.
Right.
This is a team that obviously has a lot of postseason potential matchup again later on in the year.
Right.
What do you kind of expect of the Seahawks on Thursday night?
I think they're going to want to come back and get us back. Now I've only been here for 2.5 years, but, rivalries start kind of brewing when two teams win, So, Wagner had our number last year and the year before, and now we beat them once. But Wagner's a very, very tough physical basketball team, so they're going to come in here wanting to, get some revenge and win a basketball game. And we all know what we're playing for. We're playing for the highest seed in the tournament, so you can play the most games at home. But we have to play for each possession, and we've got to guard them. They can score, they drive it, they guard, they rebound, they foul. So we have to make foul shots and not foul them. But I just think it's an old school, Staten Island, New Jersey. It's going to be a dogfight, and it's going to be fun. I think we have a whiteout, and we had a great crowd against Robert Morris. I think we'll have a better crowd as this thing goes down the line. But I'm expecting nothing but the best from Wagner, but I'm also expecting nothing but the best from the Knights as well.
Now let's talk a little bit about the league and the standings.
Sure.
We're part of a four-way tie for first place. Fairleigh Dickinson, Wagner, Mount St. Mary's, and St. Francis University.
Right.
Sacred Heart's fifth. They're a game back.
Right.
LIU and St. Francis Brooklyn are 2 games back in a
Right.
tie for 6, and Robert Morris at 6 and 8 in 8th place is only 3 games back of first place.
Exactly.
30-plus years of coaching. Have you ever been involved with a league that is this jam-packed?
I don't think so. And I think that's really typical of NCAA basketball now. It's really it's what our game has become. There shouldn't be, especially within our league, because no one's has that much more resources or that much more than the others. So there should be equity in the league, and that's what's happening in college basketball. From top to bottom, you can just see. Now South Carolina was ranked really, really high. They're losing a bunch of games, and but what happens is now the teams that that you might have said, oh, wait a minute, they're gone, are coming back in college basketball. And the same things happen in our league. Robert Morris is good, and St. Francis or Brooklyn, when we played them, they were the best team. That was the best team we played on that Saturday afternoon. So I think it's going to be fun down the stretch. The best team always wins, but sometimes the best team in October is not the best team in March, and the key is to be that way in March. But we like to be the best team every single day in practice. I think the more good practices we put together, and we just put together a great one, that's going to kind of escalate to more good games, more good possessions, and but it's exciting, Tom. We're in if no one had this crystal ball, but we're in a position where we were picked 9th, and we had young guys, and we were just trying to kind of figure it out. And you could easily say a few jump shots away from maybe being 7-7, or we could easily be 11-4 right now, or 11 and whatever. But I'm thankful. We have we talk about gratitude all the time. We're very thankful to be in this league and to be in this position, and it's only for one reason that we're here. Actually, it's 2 words. It's hard work. These kids work hard, and so does Wagner, so does everybody in our league. But we like to think at home this Thursday and Saturday we've got to hold court and win some basketball games.
All right, Coach, thank you very much for joining us. I'll let you get back to preparation. Tomorrow night, you can watch the Knights play Wagner on NECFrontRow.com. It's a whiteout, so if you're coming to the game, please wear white to support the Knights. And on Saturday, FDU will host Sacred Heart. That game is available on ESPN3 and NEC Front Row.